Alex was a young man with a passion for biology. He loved learning about the tiny creatures that made up our world, especially viruses. One day, Alex's biology teacher asked him to help explain the lysogenic and lytic cycles to the class. Knowing that his classmates sometimes struggled with these concepts, Alex decided to write a short story to make it easier to understand. Alex sat down at his desk, grabbed his notebook, and began to write. The tale of Lambda, Ellie, and the lysogenic cycle. In a tiny world far, far away, there lived a small but clever virus named Lambda. Lambda was a bacteriophage, or phage for short, which means it loved to infect bacteria. One sunny day, Lambda floated through a warm, bubbling pond and saw a friendly bacterium named Ellie. Ellie was a happy E. coli bacterium, busy swimming around and dividing into more E. coli. Lambda decided to meet Ellie, so it quickly zoomed over and landed on her surface using its tiny tail fibers, which acted like sticky feet. "Hi Ellie. I'm going to share a bit of my DNA with you," Lambda said politely. Before Ellie could respond, Lambda used its tail to inject its DNA right into her. Once inside, Lambda's DNA found a cozy spot within Ellie's own DNA and settled in. It was so sneaky that Ellie didn't even notice a thing. While hiding in Ellie's DNA, Lambda's DNA transformed into a phage. Ellie continued to go about her day, dividing and creating more E. coli bacteria, all of which carried the hidden Lambda DNA. As time passed, Ellie and her new E. coli friends multiplied, each with a piece of Lambda quietly tucked inside. One day, something strange happened. The pond water became very bright due to some UV rays from the sun. This sudden change stressed Ellie and her friends. The stress signals woke up the sleeping Lambda DNA. "It's time to come out," Lambda exclaimed. The phage DNA exited Ellie's DNA and decided to start a new cycle called the Lytic cycle. It took over Ellie's machinery, instructing it to make lots and lots of new Lambda viruses. Ellie worked hard, making phage DNA and proteins until she was full of new Lambda phages. Soon, poor Ellie became so full that she couldn't hold all the new viruses anymore. She burst open, releasing all the new Lambda viruses into the pond. This event is called lysis. The new Lambda viruses floated off to find new bacterial friends to meet and infect. Although it was sad for Ellie, the new phages were ready to continue their adventure, finding new bacteria to infect and spread their DNA. But wait! Not all phages are like Lambda. Let's meet another phage named Lytic Larry. The adventures of Lytic Larry. Lytic Larry was another type of phage, but unlike Lambda, Larry always followed a straightforward path. One day, Lytic Larry spotted another E. coli bacterium named Benny. "Hi Benny. I'm Lytic Larry, and I'm here to infect you," Larry announced with enthusiasm. Without any delay, Larry attached to Benny's surface with his tail fibers and injected his DNA right into Benny. However, unlike Lambda, Larry didn't bother hiding his DNA in Benny's DNA. Instead, Larry immediately took control of Benny's machinery, ordering it to start making lots and lots of new Larry viruses. Benny had no chance to live his normal life or be divided as Ellie did. Benny's machinery worked overtime, producing phage DNA and proteins to make new Larry viruses. It didn't take long before Benny was completely filled with Larry viruses. Before Benny knew it, he burst open in a dramatic event of lysis, releasing all the new Larry viruses into the pond. These new Larry viruses floated off, ready to find new bacteria to infect right away. Comparing Lambda and Lytic Larry, Alex wanted to make sure his classmates understood the differences between the two cycles. So, he added a comparison. In Lambda's lysogenic cycle, attachment and entry, Lambda attaches to Ellie and injects DNA. Integration, Lambda DNA integrates into Ellie's DNA, becoming a phage. Dormancy, Ellie lives normally, dividing and spreading the hidden Lambda DNA. Activation, stress triggers the phage to exit Ellie's DNA. Lytic cycle initiation, Lambda takes over Ellie's machinery to make new viruses. Lysis, Ellie bursts, releasing new Lambda viruses. In Larry's Lytic cycle, attachment and entry, Larry attaches to Benny and injects DNA. Immediate takeover, Larry's DNA immediately takes control of Benny's machinery. Replication, Benny's machinery produces new Larry viruses. Lysis, Benny bursts quickly, releasing new Larry viruses. Why it matters. Lambda's lysogenic cycle allows it to hide and spread quietly without harming the host right away. This can lead to more bacteria carrying the virus's DNA before they ever get harmed. On the other hand, Larry's lytic cycle is more aggressive, immediately taking over and destroying the host to spread quickly. Both strategies help phages survive and spread, but they show how different viruses can use different methods to achieve the same goal. This helps scientists understand how viruses can affect their hosts and spread through different environments. Alex was pleased with his story. He knew it would help his classmates understand the complex world of bacteriophages and their life cycles. He shared the story during intervention after school, and his friends loved it, finding the concepts much easier to grasp. Alex felt proud knowing he had helped make biology a little more fun and a lot more understandable for everyone.